Hello, you guys. Welcome to our Wednesday where we share words of wisdom. All right, now today we're going to be talking about confrontation is healthy. Okay? Confrontation is healthy. I don't remember my exact topic, but we're going to go with that one, okay? If that's okay with you guys. Confrontation is healthy. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times we don't want to confront because we are afraid to face what could be a backlash, or what could be something that could cause the loss of a job, the loss of some type of favor, the loss of whatever the case is. And so we tend to not want to be confrontational. And then we also think about, okay, if the person is combative or aggressive or is easily to be caught up in something that will cause some type of friction or a fight or anything like that, we tend to just kind of shy away from those types of situations. But confrontation is healthy. It is healthy, and it has to be done in a way where, we both have an understanding, and the person that's confronting the other individual is not being inflammatory towards the other individual. So, in other words, if you're going to be the one that's confronting someone, you better know how to use your words and be graceful in, your presentation. And so, I don't, and that's one of my weak areas. I don't like to be, confronting people, especially if I'm very passionate about something and I'm upset or angry, or I'm feeling some kind of way, because I'm going to come across in a not so pleasant way. I have to pray about it and just have to kind of, take a few days to just kind of figure out, okay, what will I say? What am I going to present to this person? And because I'm thinking about the other person also, not just my concerns, my feelings, this, that, or the other. And so, confrontation is healthy because then it's helping the individual as well as the one that's being confronted, and it's just both parties are learning how to conduct themselves and how to address issues, because the elephant in the room is the thing we try to avoid. We don't want the elephant in the room. Now, the thing that I do not like, it's like a pet peeve of mine, I guess I could say, is the fact that when people have an issue with you, they don't want to come to you with the issue. They want to go over your head, go to your superior, go to your boss, go to the superintendent if it's a school district situation. Um, and I'm like, wow, could we have just settled this between the two of us? If you had an issue with me, sweetheart, please come to me, because I'm quite sure that we can handle this as adults. I'm an adult. A lot of times we're dealing with adults. We're not dealing with children. Now, we can do, of course, some situations will be child related, especially if you're working in the schools, or if you're working in a nursery, or, daycare, or, church, Sunday school, or, children's church, whatever. You may have to deal with children. But majority of the time we dealing with grown folk, and grown folk, I don't know what it is, sometimes they feel, I don't know, maybe they scared, maybe they're a little nervous about the fact that, okay, I don't want to address it to the person, but let me go over their head. And I'm like, it shouldn't get to that point where you're involving the boss, or the president, or the pastor, or the supervisor, or the administrator, or the superintendent. We shouldn't have to go that far. If you're seeing me, I'm seeing you. Let's handle this as mature adults. Let's handle this between the two of us, because what ends up happening is you involving people that don't need to be involved. When it was just a small, minor infraction, a small minor disagreement, a small minor, misunderstanding. Come on now. And so I find it very, very it's an irritating thing of mine because I'm always the type of person like this. If you have a problem with me, please come to me. Don't go over my head. Just come to me. Let's deal with it. Let's iron this stuff out, and so that we can live a peaceable life. We don't have to involve people of the higher ranking. We don't have to do that. I have been in situations, I can say, from church, from job, most of the time job, but I can particularly mention one about church when a woman that we were having some issues going on, and so she decided to tell me that we're gonna take this to the pastor. I said, no, man, we're not taking this to the pastor. We finna handle this situation right here. We're handling it right here. Because I said, I don't think the pastor needs to be involved in this little petty mess. So we're going to deal with this. You got a problem with me. I don't know what it is, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of little stuff going on. Because sometimes church folk can be messy too. Church folk, it just, it's crazy. But anyway, you got people that may not like you or offended by something that you do or decisions that you may make when it's concerning them or their children or whatever the case may be. But they want to involve other people and they don't want to confront you. And I'm like, wait a minute, come on now. Let's handle this because we're mature adults. You're an adult. I'm an adult. Let's handle this right here, and then we will understand, how we feel about the situation, and we will come up with some type of solution. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I still love you, but if I have an issue, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Now, I'm not gonna sugarcoat none of that. I'm gonna tell you the truth, tell you how I feel because I feel like the truth is what's needed to be said. And a lot of times we shy away from the truth because we want to gloss it over and just, use little flattery words and, put a little ice cream on it or frosting or whatever. No, just be real. But you can be graceful with it. You can put a little season on it, but not in the form of I'm just trying to butter you up so that you can see it my way, or I'm just trying to sweeten you up so that you won't get down on me, or you won't uh befriend me anymore or like me anymore. It doesn't have anything to do with that. But the fact of you having an understanding about something, you may have viewpoints that are different from other people. You may stand your ground on issues where other people may be lenient, but you just have to come. You have to come to terms with, look, you know, I have to I have to address this issue in terms of how I feel, and what I think. And your thoughts and how you feel may be different. But I just want you to know this is how I feel on the issue. And if it's something that I'm having an issue with someone, I'm always in a prayer mode. So it's like I have to pray because I'd be ready to, my husband already told me, girl, you like a Delta thug, you straight be swinging. But it's like I have to pray, you know what I'm saying? Because I know my mouth, I know how I used to be, but I'm far away from that person. But sometimes that person want to try to be resurrected, and so I have to, like I said, pray, get before the Lord and say, look, God, grace my words because you know how explosive I can be, and I can be inflammatory, and I can be very sarcastic, and I can do this and I can do that. But I need you to soften these words up for me because sometimes I be want to give the people the business just like they try to give me the business. And I'm like, this can be reciprocal now. You just can't be dishing this out on me and thinking that I can't give it back. Don't take my kindness for weakness now. Don't do that. Respect who I am, respect what I do, I'm passionate about most of everything that I do. And when it comes to my children, I'm very passionate. So it's like, I have to really, like I say, pray about a lot of things. Ask God, help me to know how to say what I need to say, whereas I'm not going to offend anyone. But at the same time, I'm going to be direct and I'm going to address the issue at hand because I don't have time. I don't have time for this foolery now. I don't have time for foolishness. And anytime, and I don't like people lying on me either, or lying on my children or anything like that. I address that too. First, I try to figure out what the truth is. And then when I figure out what the truth is, oh, I'm coming. I'm coming for you. I'm coming. I had to handle some things last week dealing with my children. But I didn't come in a way of, I'm about to give you I'm about to no, I didn't go that way. I just came with simple questions. Can I see this? Can I see that? Can I do we hey, I know how to do that type of thing, because I said, I have to pray about a lot of stuff. And that prayer gets me through because I got to talk myself, pray, and then I got to talk myself through the situation. So when I get to it, I won't blow up and I won't get too inflammatory with my words to offend somebody, and then we don't get anything resolved. So it's good to have, this good practice. It's good practice to pray about things before you venture off and do stuff, because our mouths sometimes get us in trouble. Our mouths get us in trouble. Our thoughts get us in trouble because they're not pure. And we just need to have a constant dialogue with the Lord. Look, Lord, you know how I feel about this issue. Help me season these words up. Help me to stand my ground. I'm going to be firm about it, but at the same time, I'm not trying to offend. I'm not trying to provoke. I'm not trying to upset anybody. I'm not trying to go over nobody's head. I go directly to who I need to go to. First, I went to the situation from last week. I was talking about my children. First, I went to the teachers. I didn't get what I needed from every one of the teachers. So I went to the counselor. I didn't go to no principal. Why would I do that? I go up the chain of command. I'm not trying to cause no commotion with anybody. Now, another situation happened where we had an issue with one of the teachers at the school from one of my other children's school. She goes to the principal on me about an issue with my child when she could have came to me and we talked about this. And I was inflammatory, but I was ready. I was ready to, I had to calm down from that because I'm like, wait a minute. We just talked. And then you want to go to the principal? And now you involving her, and now she's coming at me, and all this stuff blowing over. This is foolishness. This is foolish. This let me know how immature you are. We just talked about this. So that kind of stuff. Sometimes you just have to give people a little pass. Kind of cool down from stuff, cause you be ready to swack at them or something, but you just have to know how to chill out, calm yourself down. Don't worry about it, don't sweat it. It'll be okay. But this is our Wild Wednesday. And so I say the topic is confrontation is healthy. It is healthy. Handling it, in the way that is needed to be handled, because you don't want to cause chaos, confusion, anger, hostility, and all of this friction between individuals it doesn't need to be that way. So I hope you all took something from this live and share, or just just put it in your toolbox as something that you can use. But I just thought about this to share, and hopefully, and I pray that something that I said encouraged you and that inspired you to make the right choices when it comes to confrontations. All right. Okay, you all. Well, I will see you next time for another Wild Wednesday. All right. Bye-bye now.